So let's start. Subject name is operating system and the subject code is 3630003. Lecture number 3. In this lecture I am going to cover the evolution of operating system. So let me start. First we are going to list out some evolution from starting from serial processing and closing from real-time OS. First evolution is serial processing system. Second is batch processing system. Third is multi-programming operating system. Fourth is multi-processor operating system. Fifth, time sharing, and sixth is real-time operating system, as you can see here. So evolution was started from serial processing system, where each and every input needs to be evaluated very manually. So let's start with the first serial processing system. What kind of processing system it was? Serial processing operating system, in the first steps load compiler and translator, whatever we have, into the memory. So we need to put some extra compiler or translator programs, which is nothing, just a set of instruction or code, to the card. Card deck is one kind of facility which stored the code of compiler or translator. So we have the card and we need to put card into the memory. This is our first step. That was our first step. So we need to load compiler or translator code through the card into memory. In the second step, as you can see here, after loading the card into the memory, we need to load source code, which is again inside the card, into the main memory, right? So load source program DAC, means card, into the memory. Step 3, as you can see here, the step 3, execute to produce translated object code on card deck, paper tape, whatever. Then we have already inserted our source code into the memory. Then we need to execute that particular card or jobs, whatever we coded into the card. So after loading the source program into the memory, we need to execute that particular program, right? So execute, that will be the third steps in our program, in our processing. So execute to produce translated object code on card deck or paper tape. Step 4, load object code into memory. So after translating, after executing the translated object code, we need to load object code into memory, because after translating the source code we have the object code. Then we receive the object code, so we'll need to load again that object code into the memory. In step 5, as you can see here, load linker code into memory. So we need to again load extra code, which is maybe essential code of system. So it is the linker code, so we need to load linker code into the memory. Then step 6, execute to load relevant system libraries into memory to produce executable code. Maybe there is requirement of our job that it required some another system libraries to complete their execution. So execute to load relevant system libraries into memory to produce executable code. After producing the executable 4, we have written here in the 7th step that run that particular executable state. So we need to run our executable code. In the 8th state, it is clear, we need to store the output on demand. So after executing our code, we have our result, and result will be produced on the card on demand. Maybe there were paper tape which stored the output. There may be a deck card which stored the output. The result will be stored in a relevant card on demand. In the 9 steps, as I told you, that produce result, source code, and error message if occurs. So this is 9 steps. There were 9 steps which involved in the serial processing system. Each requirement specified by the expert machine, expert programmer, expert loader, everything required individually. So there are so many hardware devices, there were no operating systems, then user cannot interact with the operating system. Users directly interact with the hardware machines, and each and everything will be keep continue in a manually. Okay, so it will take a longer time. Each and every process takes a very longer time, very long time. Okay, so it is very time consuming system, so that's why that is a very drawback of serial processing operating system. Okay, so loading a program, managing the code, managing the memory, loading the linker programs, again execute. If error occur, then repeat all 9 steps again and again. It is very time conversion. So there are some advantages written here. Advantage is very clear that program can directly be developed by translating instruction into binary code. Second advantage, interaction between user and operating system, because there were no operating system at all. User need to interact directly with the hardware device. So input output devices can be controlled directly by the program or directly by the user. Okay, there may be some different disadvantage. Too much manual or operator or user dependence. As I told you, if loader perform 2 tasks, there we need an expert, which like or a smart card. That card will be loaded into the memory. Now these things, in order to achieve these things, we need some expert, which is known as loader programmer. We have to write some code into the card. We need an expert who become the programmer. Okay, so we users directly interact with the hardware, so we need extra independent experts: linker expert, loader expert, programmer expert, debugger expert. We need different kind of experts should be there. So too much manual operator, there is one disadvantage of serial processing system is too much manually or user dependence process. Too high setup time, because each hardware managed by the expert, so it will take too high setup time. Too much device operations, because each user perform independently to the hardware device, so it must take very long time again. That is why too much device operations. Fourth disadvantage is too little CPU utilization. If individually expert works individually into the hardware device, again there is no relevant speed of each and every devices, because CPU is very fast device at the time, but inputting and the way of outputting result onto the printer, that will very quite slow. Okay, so there is very big difference between the speed of CPU and the speed of inputting device. So too little CPU utilization, we cannot get the better throughput from the CPU. That is why too little CPU utilization we got. Fifth step is limited availability of system resources. We have very limited number of resources. Okay, there were no such keyboard or mouse, something like that, so that we can enter inputting very fastly, so that we get the throughput very high. Okay, so we could not attempt the CPU utilization better due to the availability of resources. Nowadays we have so many input devices, and that is very fast devices. Very fastly they can input to the system, and CPU will process our input very fastly. But at that time there were no such input devices, there were no such output devices. Okay, so very less CPU utilization due to this. That was our first processing system, which is known as serial processing. As far as the name suggests, the serial processing means it is quite easy, that everything will be done in serially or manually. User have to perform their own task in serially, okay, while operating their devices, and user directly interact with the hardware devices. so it will very quite time consuming process. In the second evolution, which is known as the batch operating system, batch, as far as the name concern, batch means the bunch of jobs. User may have different kind of jobs, maybe user can have different kind of job and the relative jobs also. Okay, maybe some jobs everyone demanding for printer, so it is quite related job. So the concept behind the batch processing is what user have to collect a similar kind of job, and each piece of work for a batch processing is called a job. So job is nothing, just a piece of work which going to run. A job usually consists of program and data to be run. As I write here in the second step, a job usually consists of a program and the data to be run. So don't be confused, job is nothing, just a program which user intended to run it, okay, or the data or program that user want to process it, that is job. Jobs are stored in a job queues until the computer is ready to process them. So job always stored in a job queues. There were some scheduler kind of program which known as monitor in the job in the batch processing operating system. Monitor will take care about the sequence or ordering of the execution of jobs. Suppose we have 4 jobs, so which one comes first and which one comes later. Okay, so which will come first and which will come later, that will be recognized by the monitor. Okay, so monitor is nothing, just again set of programs work like a scheduler which schedule our jobs. It maintain the job ordering. So batch 1 maybe contains, suppose job 1 having the bus time 20 millisecond, job 2 having the time is 10 millisecond, job 3 having the time of 20 millisecond, job 4 having the time is 15 millisecond. This is burst time, that means the entire execution will take place. Job 1 required 20 millisecond of CPU. So once the CPU allocate to the job 1, the CPU will still remain 20 millisecond to the job 1. Okay, after 20 millisecond the CPU will switch from job 1 to job 2. In the same way, CPU will allocate it to the job 2 for 10 millisecond. After 10 millisecond it will switch from job 2 to job 3 and later on. Okay, and that will continuously process. So batch processing is quite easy, and the utilization of CPU is better than the serial processing, because we evolved that things that we can execute so many jobs continuously or simultaneously into the RAM. Okay, but if we're talking about the serial processing, each and every jobs we need to process manually, but here we can process batch 1 simultaneously into the RAM. So in order to achieve the batch processing, we need 2 kind of software programs which is very essential, and that should be resides into the primary memory. The first name of the software is JCL, as you can see here, job controlling language, and second is monitoring. Second is monitor. So batch processing is very quite easy. First step, user submits job containing source plus JCL. Every jobs must contain the JCL program which control the user's job. Okay, what kind of job it is and how it will schedule by the JCL. So every jobs must contain 2 things, source code plus JCL. Second step is operator forms a batch of the similar type of jobs after consulting the commands. So operator, there must be operator which consult some commands, which operate some commands and make the filtration about the similar type of job. So operator forms a batch, it design a batch, it forms a batch of similar type of jobs. Okay, and in order to achieve the similar kind of job, the operator consulting some commands, they operate some command which separating from different jobs, or batches will be created by the by applying the commands. Okay, step 3, the operator loads that batch of the jobs to the disk. Now the third step, what operator can do, operator as the batch created, suppose there are two batch created, batch 1, batch 2. Now the next need is we need to load that batch 1 to the memory and batch 2 to the memory. So operator loads that batch of jobs to the disk. And the step 4, operator runs the preloaded software module, compiler, interpreter, whatever we have, to produce the executable version of each job after linking the relevant libraries, right? And the step 4, in case of any errors occurs during processing a particular job, operator abort that job and process source printout with error message. So in case of any error or any abort, operator may be abort some job. Suppose there is error in job 1, so user can abort the job 1. Okay, so that is handled by the user also. In the step 6, operator execute each executable jobs in the batch in strict sequence as it appears in the batch. As I told you, in order to achieve the sequence, there is very restrictions. If job 1 comes into the queue first, then job 1 should be scheduled first, right? There is some advantage of batch processing system. First, it reduces the CPU idle time due to slow manual operating. Second, offers greater throughput than simple serial processing. There is 2 advantage. There is 3. No much more improvement as compared to serial processing. Turnaround time is quite long. Speed of mechanical input output devices are much slower than the CPU. These are some disadvantages. In the next lecture we will discuss in the next evolution of operating system. Thank you.